thank you. We are today talking about cameras. What is a good camera to buy? Well, you know what, I get asked it a lot, so I'm going to be doing a supporting article as well. Digic X image processor, dual UHS SD, okay, up to 12 up to 12 frames with a mechanical shutter. So this is a mirrorless camera. So let's work that in just so we've got that as a comparison there. And let's carry on. What else we got? High image quality featuring in 20 megapixel full frame sensor, okay, Digic X image processor with ISO range expandable, high speed continuous shooting, that's like a bit of a beauty, dual pixel CMOS AF and with resolution 4K. Okay, let's go down. Full frame CMOS, subject tracking, beautiful. We got the flip out screen, dual pixel autofocus, which is basically in addition to subject tracking, so let's give that a bit more information there. Mechanical shutter, electronic shutter, ooh, mechanical 12, but then you can do electronic 20. That's not bad, is it? That's fine. And let's say that would be the money, if money is no object, so that's number one. Yeah, so what are we saying? If money is no object, then this camera performs well in many scenarios. Okay, let's preview that. Money is no object, not bad. Let it loop around. So that's option number one. So the second one, for 4K video camera at a budget, I would say this is where it gets interesting. We might have to jump around there because I do like, let me show you the second option. I'm going to be obviously looking at Canon, so it will be a Canon. So let me bring that up for you. Maybe, should I do Canon? How about if I do something not Canon? Would that be like a bit of a Sony Alpha 6? Okay, you know what, we're gonna do that because I'm sure that the Sonys are a very capable camera. Let's bring that up for you just so you can see it. 4K video camera. If you know Sony, you love these cameras. Preview, yeah, perfect. And then we'll do a list. And what we got here, okay, so we've got an Aps-C interchangeable lens digital camera with real-time autofocus. So I like the fact that the autofocus is a good one there. So we'll do real-time autofocus. We'll do the other benefits of this camera, which are going to be 4K video with a flip screen. 4K video. And this is a better budget because the price is kind of like a nice, it's not too expensive, if that makes sense. Because you don't want to always show you expensive cameras. 4K video. Let's look at the additional. Okay, so we've got 24.2 image quality, fastest autofocus with 4D focus. Okay, world's fastest autofocus. That's a good benefit to talk about. And features real-time tracking, yes, up to 11 frames per second. So that is not a bad deal, I'll be honest. It's a Sony Alpha A6400 under $1,000, beautiful. Okay, there. So I've got the ZV, the newer option for vlogging. It's like a nice little option. You can see that it looks quite snazzy. Sony ZV-1 digital and camera for content creators, vloggers. So let's get an image of that bad boy there. Okay, so we've got our little Sony, but you know what? Next to that, I want to also put the M50 and give you the option of both M50 MK2. There's two options here. You've got the old one and you've got the new one. The newer one being the better one for live streaming. So we'll get the details from that. Okay, so in this example, I'm going to have to say we have got two cameras here. So paragraph. And okay, so Sony wise, we are saying ZV digital camera is going to be fast hybrid autofocus and real-time eye focus. That's very important for live streaming, because what that basically means is if you're live streaming, you want to make sure the camera is fully focused on your face, otherwise it'll be blurry. And if you're moving about slightly, it looks almost as if you're not fully sharp, and that can be quite like meh. So yeah, that's one. Sony, we'll have to put Sony next to that so we know it's a Sony one. And let's go the next benefit of that one there. We've got quick switch between two modes of defocus background blur. I'm not too keen on that. It works nice, but like it could be better. Okay, what else we got there? Look who's live streaming, yay. Okay, so content creation made easy, product showcase setting. So you don't need to basically put, you know, when they do that. Wait, let me show you. So if the camera is not sure what it wants to focus on, let it loop around there. You can basically, instead of doing that, it'll just recognize the closest thing to the camera. So it's got like a nice autofocus mode. It's got eye focusing. Yeah, it's, you know, it's good. It is Sony, 20 megapixel. Okay, and it's got a large aperture 1.8 Zeiss lens, which is kind of, you know what, that's not bad lens to be honest. But the thing here is, remember, if it's a crop sensor, it will be slightly different. So looking over here now, we've got a couple of things there for the Sony, but you know what it is, that Sony, I would say, if it's for someone who's not into their cameras, then you get the Sony, because it's kind of like just give them the camera, you'll get good quality, you don't have to worry about it. If you're coming from mobile phones and you're going to a camera, that might be a good step through. But if you've got a bit more knowledge and you want to learn stuff and make it more like an actual hands-on experience, the M50 Mark II gives you more of that benefit of being able to adjust the lens as you get better. You want to get a good lens on it basically. So we've got image sensor is going to be 24.1 CMOS, and it's APS-C sensor. So it's basically like my camera here, so it does well. It's basically like the sensor's bigger, so it works nice. Let's go to Canon and put in that. Let's go with the Canon EF mount changeable lens, EF lens options. You can upgrade the lens. And then we've got also the clean HDMI, and let's put that into the equation. Clean HDMI and auto focus in live view, which is very important for live streaming. Not bad. Number 3. Okay, and then what do I use? What do I use now? This is where it gets exciting. I use none of those cameras. I've got and tried all of them, and what did I end up keeping? I had the T7 for ages, and then I upgraded to this camera now. Well, not now, but like 2-3 months ago. Time flies. So that camera has been set up, it's working amazingly. I like the fact that I changed to the camera that I've changed to. I'm going to keep it a surprise. I'm not going to spoil the fun right now. I'm going to tell you what camera that is. Canon Sl3, also known as a 250D. Yeah, I'm going to have to go there. So that is the camera that I use for live streaming. That's why I like it. A good camera for photo, video and 1080p video. So like I'll call this a starter camera. You know what it is? Don't worry about buying a cheap camera. A lot of people are like, well, it's all relative, isn't it? What I think is cheap, you might not think is cheap. So I think a $450 DSLR camera is on the lower scale of things. In the epic scheme of things, you can buy a camera for $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. So in that example, it's a cheap option. You get good results with it for photo and video. And I used this camera and it works perfectly fine. It's just a case of learning your gear, using it in the right way. You don't need a really big fancy professional camera. It doesn't have to be, you know, it just helps to make your life easier, because things you worry about setting up on a cheaper camera, the expensive camera automatically thinks about doing for you. So it's a bit more convenient. Okay, what camera should you buy? I get asked this a lot, and I wanted to make a list of 5 cameras I think are great for photo, video and live streaming. The only Sony camera that is in that list, but it's not bad, you know. I'm diversifying, giving you a few options. So now we've gone like straight to the point. Picture 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I like that. It shows you the 5 cameras, and a lot of the time when you're on the site, you don't want to have to go to another site to search the pricing. So this way it gives you an idea of how much it costs. So like, oh, okay, it's costing this much here, and you can do your own research and buy it from wherever.